Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So this is one of the bigger readings for the week. If you came here via the shorts, hello, welcome to my channel. I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, but you don't have to, you know, flying under the radar is totally fine as well. So this is going to be kind of a personal reading or maybe a collective reading, but it's either going to be your story or it's not going to be your story. I don't know who it's for. I just get the urge now to do readings. I get messages off camera and then eventually I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, this message wants to go public. Okay, so I've been getting quite a lot of stuff off camera, and when I did the shorts, one of the readings popped out to me and it was Capricorn's reading. It came through with this Sea Serpent, so it could be for Capricorn energy, just to remind you that we're all affected by all the energies of the zodiac at different points in our lives because the planets move around our chart. We have a full birth chart with 12 houses ruled by the 12 signs, so doesn't matter what your star sign is, it's the energy that's affecting this reading. I've got a little bit of Capricorn in here, a lot of Taurus, a bit of Libra, a lot of Libra. So yeah, more Taurus, Leo, Capi, yeah. But I'd say the strongest energy is Venus energy, which is Libra, Taurus. Huge amount of Venus energy through here right now. I think Venus is still in retrograde. It's retrograde in Capricorn, so that could be why Capi came through there as well. Okay, so what do we have for you? Well, the things that I got psychically were the word wave. The word wave keeps coming through repeatedly. So it's coming through in songs, but for example, Pure Wave, Rogue Wave, lots of songs that are singing about waves, and just generally getting a lot of stuff about the word wave. Now I don't know if this is like hi, like a wave, maybe somebody's like waving hello to you, maybe somebody's waving hello to you right now. Maybe, I don't know if this is like waves as in the ocean, that's the way I'm reading it, but not necessarily. But it could also be talking about psychic waves or emotional waves, especially if, going off the last reading, somebody's doing some work emotionally, opening up emotionally. They may be getting hit by waves of emotion, especially if you've experienced some sort of loss or something that's very if you are going through something that's very emotional in your life right now. It's like you have days where you feel a little bit more stable and then it hits you like a wave, right? So I don't know if it's something like that. I can't tell you for sure, it's just the word wave. And then I'm getting rogue wave a lot as well, rogue wave, which is like a wave that comes out of nowhere. So I don't know if somebody's sending you as well energetically energy, which is kind of what I'm getting from this image. The other thing that I saw was, and I saw it very, very clearly, was a dolphin. It looked like a real dolphin. It was kind of like up out of the water. I saw kind of the front end of it. Very, very clearly a dolphin, which is a symbol of Aphrodite Venus. So again, getting a lot of Venus energy coming through here. So it may be just Venus energy wants to talk. And this is a way of my guide saying Venus energy. But when I pulled cards for this reading, so I got the Sea Serpent out on purpose because it came through in that Capricorn short that I did. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I was trying to get a card for this reading, and the one that popped out finally when I got a clear answer was the dolphin. So up until the dolphin came out, I was getting kind of like splurts of cards. Again, it's kind of like this uncontrolled energy, like a wave. It's uncontrollable. One card that I did see a lot was, which I actually got out on purpose. So these two cards I got out intentionally. This card came out by itself. But I got it out because it kept showing itself. And then when I asked for a song, I got I Like to Move It by Reel to Reel. I know that from the song Madagascar, right? The film Madagascar. So I thought maybe the zebra really did want to come out because I kept on seeing it in the pre-shuffle, so I got him back out again. But yeah, you know, the in Madagascar, the zebra sings that song, I like to move it. So it could be something about the zebra, it could be something about Madagascar, it could be something because of course in that movie actually they're on a big ship. I'm getting this thing about a big ship. So one of the songs that came through, I Like to Move It, mentions the Titanic. She's big like the Titanic or something like that. And we're gonna build big ships together, which is a quote from Pretty Woman. That's a scene where it's one of my favorite scenes actually in the whole movie, where up until that point, I feel like this is part of it as well, up until that point in the movie, Richard Gere's character has been this kind of shark kind of businessman who goes in and he I'm getting like bites up like bits of companies and then you know, sells them for parts. It's like he takes these companies that these people have built up and he tears them apart for profit. So this kind of like shark businessman energy, but because of his love for Julia Roberts, she changes him. She opens up a different part of him, and he becomes much more sentimental, and he actually builds in a better way in the future. So he goes into this meeting with this really old man who's kind of like a father figure to him, and he says, you know, I'm not going to tear your company apart. I understand that you've got a lot of emotion tied up to this business that you've built up. What we're going to do is we're going to go into business together and we're going to build big ships together. And the man is delighted, right? He's like, we're going to build big ships together. So again, it's this, I'm getting this interesting energy through here, like, because the Emperor's showing up. Emperor, King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles all came out together. That is like businessman, CEO, rich investor, like built up a portfolio. I'm hearing it's like a very established. Those three energies together, and success as well here. Six of Wands came out as well. So I do get this energy of somebody who's very successful. Perhaps they've made a lot of money through being a bit of like a shark, but it's like almost like that shark's turning into a dolphin, because it's like they're unlocking a different part of themselves. Now, it's not the King of Cups. The King of Cups hasn't come out yet, but we'll kind of get into that in a minute. So just dialing it back again. You've got these messages as well. Love for fun, Enrique Iglesias. I want to love for fun. So I don't know if somebody's loved in a way that furthers their career in the past or something. It's like, maybe it's like, I had this thing in the last reading about Batman, right? Batman showing up to events with a supermodel on his arm who he didn't really have any feelings for. It was just part of the package, right? Part of the package of being successful. Part of the it was like what was expected, something like that. I'm kind of getting like Wolf of Wall Street energy as well, and a bit of American Psycho, which is unnerving, but it's that kind of like very corporate energy, where it's like, maybe it's like with that Enrique song, Love for Fun, it's like, are you going to come on a holiday with me? Are you going to have fun with me? Are we just going to spend some time together, have a bit of fun? I don't know if somebody's saying something like that. Or if it's something to do with like, you know, they loved for fun in the past. It was like maybe somebody who just went out, because the King of Wands is here. It's like somebody who just went out to have a good time. They didn't really commit to anything in terms of the heart. It's like they were committed to business. Again, that's very Capricorn. Like committed to business, committed to making money, committed to the reputation. Love was just a game, because I've literally got Love Game by Lady Gaga. Are you in the game? Do you want love or do you want fame? It's like it's a choice, right? Do you want love or do you want fame? It's like love wasn't, it's like love, they didn't know what love was, something like that. But I'm also getting, with that song, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it, with the Pussycat Dolls. When I grow up, I want to be famous, I want to be a star, I want to be in movies. And with the Pretty Woman reference, and Love Game, are you in the game? I don't know if somebody is on the game. I don't know. I'm going to read what I'm getting. I don't know. But yeah, something about big ships. Maybe somebody's getting invited on a yacht, like a private yacht or a cruise or something. I don't know. Do you want to love for fun? So I don't know, but I don't like it. It's a bit tacky, right? I'm Venus energy. I'm like, Venus doesn't love for fun. Venus takes love very seriously, I want to say. So being a Libra, right? Some of the words that came through: thought, sunshine, embrace, and art. Again, art is Venus. Aphrodite is the goddess of art and beauty. You have beauty here. So a huge amount of Venus coming into this reading here. I'm going to go to the Sea Serpent, because this is what pulled me in the shorts, because again, it's an ocean animal, right? Waves, oceans, cruises, beaches, but also because it's actually, of all the signs that I read for, of all the shorts that I did, the only sign that got a spirit card, because they all have like water, fire, earth, air, magic at the time, my magic. So Capricorn was the only sign that got a magic card, a spirit card, which is kind of like the major arcana in this deck. So I wanted to pull it out. I wanted to continue reading for it because the message was very interesting. So if you have come here from the Capricorn reading, I'm going to read this card to you now. So you may have heard part of it, but I'll read you the full message. It was a little bit long for the short. So healing, emotional wounds, expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire the most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring, okay? Meaningful and enduring. This isn't love for fun. I mean, the dolphin is a very fun-loving creature, but it's not like, it's like whatever this energy is that's trying to come through, I want to say it's not a flash in the pan. This isn't something to be played with, right? It's kind of giving me that Lana Del Rey song, I was not something to play with. This it's like this energy takes love seriously. It's Venus energy. Is meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool... So, hang on, let me go back. We know what we desire the most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. So it's talking about acceptance. It's also kind of going back to the Ten of Pentacles energy. What is being built is something that's meaningful and enduring. It's the Ten of Pentacles talks about legacy, about having your family around you as well. When our relationships are meaningful and enduring, we loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. So I didn't read that bit on the short because I ran out of time. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Something else that I saw, which I wasn't going to bring up unless it came up in the reading, and it has just now. I saw a man, and he was on his knees in front of a woman. A woman was sat in a chair, right? She had like a patterned dress on, like a maybe a paisley kind of print, like a flowery ditzy pattern dress or skirt, but you only saw her lap, and the man was on his knees in front of her with his head in her lap, but his face was really, really contorted in pain. He was very emotional. So I don't know if he was experiencing some kind of physical pain or if it's some kind of emotional pain, but it's like his head was in kind of like a mothering way in this woman's lap, and I feel like she had her hand on his head, but I can't be sure. So that was an image that I saw. The man's face was very distorted, so I don't know who he was. I can't give you the details because of the pain, right? But it does talk about the second chakra, the sea serpent, and the second chakra. The subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of the Svadhisthana chakra, the second chakra, located deep within the pelvic bowel. This chakra is the center of our creativity and desire and is associated with the water element. It translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the divine mother or the Kundalini herself. Now, as I was meditating before I started this reading, I did feel Kundalini energy rising, particularly the center of my back got very, very hot, and I felt it rise up, and then I felt my crown chakra opening. So somebody could be experimenting with Kundalini energy. It is associated with Tantra, sexual energy, so but it doesn't have to be. I want to break that connection. It doesn't have to be sexual, although it often is. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. The dolphin then, let's read the dolphin. Oh, just to kind of say, so this was talking about kind of self-acceptance, acceptance of our own desires, accepting what we actually want, what turns us on, what makes us feel something, and not denying whatever that part of ourself is. This could be a run over from my last reading, because there was a little bit of that in the last extended reading, where somebody was dipping their toe in the waters, caving into some kind of temptation, because it was like they had to learn more about themselves. It was like no longer resisting what they saw as a shadow, right, but incorporating the shadow to tap into golden shadow potential, which is a huge amount of creativity. So go and look that up if you want to know what that is. It's in my last reading. I explain it quite thoroughly, and it's also Carl Jung, the golden shadow, if you want to understand incorporating the shadow, incorporating your dark side. Because when we resist things, when we deny parts of ourselves, that's when it comes out in unhealthy ways, right? We have to accept the darker parts of ourselves and find positive outlets for that energy. Because if we resist it, it can give us this kind of like almost bipolar or two-faced energy, where we're not being true to ourselves. So the zebra to me does talk about incorporation of the shadow self. He's both black and white. It makes him very unique, very individual. And then the third eye chakra is opening up there because he's tapping into some kind of higher potential, higher knowledge. So the zebra stands out from a crowd because they're authentic, and that's what makes them unique and interesting, right? It means they've got something to give to the world. They're not the same as everybody else. So that's kind of what I'm getting from the zebra there. But again, I like to move it real to real, whatever you get from that. So release here, it does talk about releasing something from within, releasing some kind of, it's almost like the surface doesn't matter. You can see here with this image here, it's like the surface doesn't matter. What matters is what's within. And I'm going to kind of come back to this because this card and one of the songs talk about something else I'd like to mention when we get over to the dolphin energy. But yeah, it's kind of like saying, like, you have to release what's within. You have to release your true self. You have to release, it's like you've accepted something about the way you feel, about what makes you passionate, accepted something about your own identity, and now it's time to release it to the world, is how I'm reading that. But again, trust your own judgment. You know when it's the right time and when it's not. If you can hear tapping, by the way, it's my daughter in the background. She's playing Stardew Valley. Do you want to say that? She's just probably listening to me thinking, what is my mother talking about? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, release. So if the Sea Serpent energy is talking to you and this thing about accepting how you feel, this message is for you. Release. Let it go. It's time to release anything that does not serve you. Old negative habits do not engage you anymore as the payoff is not enough. You are ready to make room for bigger, brighter and more aligned things. So I want to say that if somebody has been dealing, especially if this Emperor energy, if they've been dealing with anything that was kind of seedy, funny we've got the lightning seeds, anything that was kind of a bit underhand, a little bit, it's almost like the energy of, you know, when people are perhaps in the public eye a little bit, or people who are well known for what they do, sort of like that kind of CEO energy. It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting the energy of somebody being raised in a certain community or a certain society that expects certain things from them, and it could be that they've been in a kind of almost sharkish territory where it's like you've got to live hard, play hard, but it's like it's something like it's not working, or it's like I don't know, it's got this energy of having a secret life, having a, I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's not coming through very clearly. I'm going to leave it there though. If that's for you, you'll know it's for you, right? But bigger, brighter and more aligned things that align not on a surface level, but more truly with what's within, what's in your heart, what's in your soul. There is a payoff if we decide to release something we no longer need. The payoff is as individual as you are, but there will be a universal feeling of making space for something new. My heart's pounding. The secret to effectively releasing what no longer serves you is, in fact, knowing that the payoff will indeed be worth it. Again, that's that kind of Emperor, King of Pentacles energy coming through of, is it worth it? For example, giving up a habit such as smoking, which we know is detrimental to your body in that it's cancer causing, among many other nasty things, it has payoffs. While the most important payoff is for you may be different for somebody else who is giving up the habit, but it needs to be clear to your mind. So it could be that somebody's being more healthy, but there is a financial element to this as well. It's better for your mind, body and spirit. But you may also give up so that your body feels healthier generally, or that your children and those around you, again 10 of Pentacles, are not exposed to the smoke and chemicals, that you live longer, or that all the money you're wasting, King of Pentacles, on cigarettes could be used for something more in line with what you really want, such as travel or a home, all of which are real payoffs for which it's worth releasing the habit. In magic, in particular, in spellcraft, the art of release after raising power is vital to effectiveness. Should we raise power without sending it out to the universe or deities in a focused way, it remains stagnant or stuck. This causes us to feel overwhelmed. So for some of you, this is talking about giving up some kind of unhealthy habit. Really interesting how it ties in with that last reading, my bad habits lead to you, right? But it could be talking about giving up smoking, giving up some kind of addiction, giving up some kind of negative behavior, and looking for the perks in that as well. This can be like something you write down, you know, I'm going to save so much money, I'm going to have more money for other things. When I gave up, I used to drink too much alcohol. When I stopped drinking so much alcohol, I had a lot more money, and that was kind of like an accidental side perk. But then you realize how much you spent on that unhealthy habit. So it could talk about something like that. But there is some kind of metamorphosis happening. On both of these cards, we have butterflies. There's a transformation. I want to say that what's within is becoming what's without. It's like the inside is becoming the outside. I think I mentioned Mr. Twits recently. I don't know. I can't remember why or how it came out. But I think I had a fake moustache on and I was drinking. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have things in my moustache for later. It kind of reminded me of Mr. Twit. Now in Roald Dahl, in the Twits, he talks about your inner beauty coming out and shining through. You know, people who are beautiful on the inside will be beautiful on the outside. It may be that they have strange teeth or, you know, spots or whatever, but it's like the inner, I'm spitting now, that's really disgusting, I'm sorry. The inner beauty shines through, right? It's like what's inside is more beautiful than what's outside, and that's what people are attracted to, something like that. So, yeah, talking a lot. So I like to move it. He does talk at one point about like you don't need makeup to be beautiful or something like that, he's saying in that song. And then really interestingly, the same message comes through with this beauty card. So again, Venus Aphrodite energy. Beauty is like medicine. It can heal even the most broken spirit. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Just look. Beauty comes in many forms and we can choose to find it. I love how I look. Rid yourself of the clutter and what you find disagreeable. I love how I look. So it could be I love how I look physically when I look in the mirror, but it could be I love how I look at the world. I love that I can find beauty in everything. It's like how you look with your own eyes, right? I see beauty everywhere and it raises my vibration. One of the high needs in my life is that of beauty. I need to be exposed to what I find beautiful often to be at my best. So this is very Libra and Taurus energy, Venus energy. You may find that a strange need, but it is far from uncommon, especially among creatives and artists. Beauty to me isn't lots of makeup or fancy skincare or society's current beauty ideal, which is changeable, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's no such thing as perfect because the concept of beauty is forever changing. If you always wanted to look like whatever the established beauty standard is at that time, you would have to constantly be having cosmetic surgery because beauty is transient. Okay, so it may be that a particular popular actor or actress, for example Zendaya, she's very beautiful, you may find that people want to look like that and find that very beautiful, where, you know, in the past there was different kinds of beauty. For example, you know, in the 40s it was that kind of like screen siren look. So the ideal of beauty changes. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't be like, I wish I had lips like Zendaya, because, you know, in 10 years time that might not be what's fashionable anymore. Like, don't compare yourself to others. Find the inner beauty. For me, beauty is nature and having things I find beautiful in my environment. I can look around me as I write. I can see the inky dark clouds racing across a violet sky and the birds riding the wind, and it's beautiful. On my desk is a small piece of glass a friend made for me, and a bowl of summer frangipani. This is I'm reading from the book, by the way. I don't have a bowl of frangipani. Whatever's around you, all of these are expressions of beauty to me. They raise my mood and they give give joy to my eyes, my heart, and my mind. Everyone can experience beauty every day if they choose to look. One of the important differences between the ancient pagan and the modern idea of beauty is that the old ways state there is the need for a core of the self to be developed and strengthened to enable and foster true beauty. It is an important two-way double punch, as there is a strong mind-body connection which comes to when it comes to both beauty and vitality. So somebody could be taking care of the health, right? Taking care of seeing the body not as something that is just an image, but something that is there to serve them. Yoga teaches you this. If you want to do yoga with Adrienne, she teaches you we're doing yoga because we respect our body, we're thankful to have our body, and even if parts of our body aren't perhaps functioning as they should be, there are other parts that are. So, you know, you may have a sore foot, but your hand still works. So it's be thankful for your beautiful body and everything it can do for you. Everyone can experience beauty every day if they choose to look. One of the important differences, where am I? Sorry. Yes, while it's acceptable to use therapies that treat or beautify externally, it's equally important to stop bad habits detrimental to health that will interrupt the good you are doing. For example, you could be using the most effective treatments on the market to nourish your skin, but if you can't give up smoking, it's funny that they both mention smoking, there is a finite level of health that your skin can achieve. The unbalanced first world ideal of beauty at its zenith right now, with more people than ever before undergoing and normalizing plastic surgery and injectable chemicals. Everyone has an individual right to decide how they wish their body would look and adopt an idea of physical beauty. However, it's the source of the influence that is worrying. See, I hadn't read this beforehand. I'd only read a part of it, and this is going a lot deeper, and I was already channeling the same messages. Who told a woman who has altered her appearance that there was something wrong with her face, eyes, or smile or expression in the first place? Who had the audacity to say you are not enough because she has some smile lines? Think about that. Who is making women in particular so fearful? But it does work for men as well, especially in this day and age, especially young men and teenagers. With social media, there's so much pressure to conform to certain beauty standards or certain ideals of what is handsome, or, you know, how you should present on the surface, but it's not true and it's not real. It's not authentic. And this card is all about being authentic. Think about that. Who's making people so fearful? Who or what wants you to question yourself and at the very essence of how you interact with the world, and why? Who wants you to be the same as everybody else and less of who you are? Society? Some marketing guy for the big cosmetics? A retouched spokesmodel? Real beauty is hypnotic, yet in reality it has less to do with youth than it does with the spirit coming through the skin. Remember, releasing what's within. The word charisma comes from the Greek charis and ma, meaning the spirit shining through. Each of us possesses a unique beauty, one that gives us confidence if we recognize it. Each of us is desirable, each of us perfectly formed to what we want to be. But should we become too obsessed by the external, something that is after all fleeting, we may become unhappy and chase an ideal that is impossible to uphold. Okay, so big strong message there about letting your inner beauty shine through. And while it's okay to know how we like to look, right, know how to make the best of ourselves, and to forgive ourselves perhaps if we do feel the need to alter our appearance so that the external fits what's internal, I think it's also important to look beyond the surface level and find what's deeper. Again, love for fun. I want to say somebody's looking for something more meaningful than that. Let's read the Dolphin card. I mean, it's a really beautiful energy, because if you truly love what's within yourself, if you truly accept everything that you are, you know, the best bits and the bad bits, if you can look in the mirror and truly love what you see because you love yourself, you love what's within, not just the surface, then I want to say that it's incredibly liberating. You can go out into the world being authentic and genuinely not caring what anybody else thinks or what anybody else has to say about you. Somebody could walk up to you and call you ugly to your face and you'd be like, what's their problem? You know, not what's my problem, why did that person find me ugly, but what's wrong with that person that they think it's acceptable to say that? You know, that's their opinion. So it's brilliant because you get a true inner confidence, and true inner confidence is very charismatic. It does attract people to you. You can look at people, one of my friends on Twitter, I've not liked the tweet yet, I need to go back and do that, but I saw that she'd done these wonderful drawings or paintings of Robin Williams, sorry, the actor. And later in life, as he got older, you know, perhaps he didn't conform to what was the beauty standard for men at the time, but he had such a warm and charismatic and funny personality that he was truly loved by so many people. You know, being able to make people laugh is such a special gift, because it makes people better, right? It heals people, it raises their vibration. And I know, very sadly, you know, there's a sad story around Robin Williams, but he brought so much to the world, so much brightness, so much laughter, so much happiness, and he did that by letting who he was shine through, and not just you know, relying on looks. So there's a big message there, I think, for a lot of us. Now the Dolphin, beautiful, one of my favorite cards. Innately intelligent, healer, light, blessings. The gifts of the Dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts. Again, talking about healing. It's funny how I say things and then I read it, right? Talking about how Robbie Williams, with his fun-loving side, and of course he had a dark side as well, but the fun-loving aspect of his nature, the entertainer, is incredibly, incredibly healing for a lot of people. Laughter is healing. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming into contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. So underestimates their own power. Sorry, I'm going back to over here. There could be something about your stomach as well. Be careful of your stomach. Just in case if there's anything strange going on with your stomach, it could just be the chakra. You've got a blockage of that chakra. But if it's an ongoing problem, please do go and get it checked out medically. Sorry, side message. Pure, the Lightning Sea. It's one of my favourite songs. Let me swim around your eyes. Feelings, not reasons, can make you decide. The dolphin is very, very in touch with their own emotional inner world, and they can ride the waves in a very happy-go-lucky way. There's that word again, waves, right? The waves do not knock the dolphin over. The waves do not ruin the dolphin's day. The dolphin approaches the waves head on and perhaps rides them like a surfer, perhaps dives through them and has a lot of fun playing in them. So it's like, when life throws things at you, how do you handle it? Do you take it as a challenge and say, okay, universe, I'm ready to learn the lessons in this. Yes, I know it's going to be painful. Yes, I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. I'm going to do it with a skip in my step. I'm going to do it with a beat in my heart, because I embrace everything that life throws at me. I understand that even painful emotions, things that are difficult to deal with, again, reminder, my mum passed away at Christmas this year. Even when life throws us lemons, you know, there's things that we can do with those lemons. Feeling pain, feeling anguish, feeling confusion, feeling defeat, feeling exhaustion, any kind of negative feeling, there is a beauty to it. There is art to it. There are things that we can embrace, because it's teaching us about the human experience. It's reminding us that we are human, that we can feel, and that everything that we're feeling is what we're supposed to be feeling. So celebrate that. It's like, I'm sad right now because this awful thing happened. I'm so happy that my emotions are functioning as they should be doing. So do you see how it works? It's not toxic positivity. It's accepting that you feel sad. It's accepting that life can be difficult, but it's having a glass half full attitude about it. It's saying, you know, my boyfriend broke up with me. I'm so sad about this. I feel all this emotional pain. I could write a beautiful piece of poetry right now. Do you see? So it's hard to do. It's not something that you can do. It's not like you can just step out your door the next day and suddenly this is how you live your life. But these energies, when they come into our life, they're here to teach us that it's possible. They're here to teach us that there is a new way of doing things. And sometimes you have to spend the day in bed. Sometimes you have to spend the day in bed crying and feeling everything you've got to feel, right? Sometimes you have to hit that rock bottom, but hitting rock bottom is actually a gift in a way, because it teaches us that we can climb back out, you know, maybe not in the moment, but later on we can look back at it and say, I was at rock bottom. I thought that I was giving up there, but I didn't. I climbed out of that pit of despair. So I know that I can teach others to do the same. You see how everything's a gift. It's just having the right mindset about it. So I feel like there is somebody like this. There is somebody who their inner light shines through. They act as a beacon for other people. They act as the clown in the room, perhaps, but it cheers people up. They have a beautiful soul. I want to say that this person could be tapping into this energy because they're doing some kind of work where they're releasing shame, they're releasing guilt, they're allowing themselves to feel whatever it is they need to feel. The thoughts are filled with sunshine. Now they're giving me, you can steal my sunshine. What is that? Won't you steal my sunshine? I Like a Pocket Full of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield, which is funny. That song is in the film Easy A. I was watching that the other day, and she throws it on the bed and she's like, ugh, such a silly song. But then like she keeps opening the card and she's like dancing to it. It's like she gets into it, and then she's sad when the song ends. Pure the Lightning Seeds. Lying there smiling in the dark. Something. What is it? Rainbows flying around your heart, dreams come bouncing in your head, pure and simple every time. I don't know, it's just very pure, it's very beautiful, it's very childlike. I don't know, it's nice energy. So just moving all this aside for a second, and obviously make of that what you will. There'll be things for everybody to pick out of there, but again, I don't know whose message it is. I don't know who or what I'm reading for. I'm just saying what's coming through. So I will start. I'll go over here first. So off camera, this funny message came through. This Emperor and this King of Wands, they keep on coming through in my readings. I'm seeing it as one person, because the Emperor to me is all four kings of the tarot. So basically this is, they've been through all the different experiences of all the different like sets in the tarot. You know, Wands, you know, the thoughts, the emotions, the passions, all this kind of business. They've kind of like, they've had a lot of experience where they've figured out each part of themselves. So this is what makes the Emperor whole. But the aspect of the Emperor is that they can utilize different parts when they need to. So the Emperor has been using his King of Wands energy a lot recently. I feel like what I'm getting here is you see how he's in a seat and then he's like behind the seat. So it's almost like I'm getting like giving up the driving seat or something. He's like letting someone else take the wheel for a bit. Do you see? It's like this is his seat of power. It's like he's in the driving seat, right? He's in the seat of power. So, but then he's taking a step back and he's inviting someone else to sit on his seat. You know, the wand is very euphemistic, so I'm not going to shy away from saying that. But it is like this. It's like come and take hold of the. I don't know what's coming through his cars, like the gear stick, right? It's like, come and take hold of the gear stick, come and sit in the seat. It's like, I'll teach you how to drive, something like this, especially with this wheel here as well. So it's like, it may be driving, it may be somebody's father's teaching them how to drive, like this is how you drive a stick shift, or it could be like whoever this Emperor character is, it's like they're taking a back seat, maybe they're backseat driving, something like that. I'm getting a lot of driving, backseat driving, or it's like whatever it is, it doesn't have to be driving. It's like, look, this is my job, I do it very, very well, I'm going to teach you how to do it. With it being the Wands energy, it's coming through as something that's creative, especially because the Ace of Wands also came out. It's like a new creative project, a new idea, a new opportunity that somebody's very passionate about. There's something here that's like, it's fun, it's creative, especially with all this fun energy. It's fun, it's creative, it's a passion project perhaps. It's like, yeah, I'll take the back seat, you come and sit here, I'll show you how it's done. It's kind of how it's coming through there. But there's this kind of like decision that needs to be made. I keep getting this Two of Wands energy, Two of Swords, Two of Wands, like conflicted, having a choice. So it's almost like, does this Emperor utilize his King of Wands energy, or does he utilize his King of Pentacles energy? This may be talking about training someone else up, right? Being a bit of a mentor. But this kind of talks to me more about, with it being the King of Pentacles, it's more like, it could be like, I feel like the King of Pentacles is more, is a more controlling side of the Emperor. The King of Wands is a leader. It's kind of Leo energy. It's like, look at how great I do this. Let me show you how to do it. But the King of Pentacles is a bit more like, I'm the best person for the job. You know, I'm the person with the skills here. I can do this. I'm the best person here for this role. So it could be that it could be that this is something to do with work, right? Like the Emperor, like the boss is leaving, and it's like, who's going to fill the boss's seat, right? It could be that there's two people who are equally talented, but one is a King of Wands and one is a King of Pentacles. It's like they both have the skills and the talent. They both have a lot of good qualities. They could both be the Emperor, but who's going to fill the role? It could be something like that, like maybe two people competing for the same job. I'm not sure, but it could also be like, do I utilize my King of Wands energy? Do I act as this very generous leader, right? This open-hearted, magnanimous, generous, charismatic part of myself? Is this how I lead? Or do I lead more with my King of Pentacles energy, which is like, it's best off in my own hands. I'm the person who can deal with this. I want to say there's some kind of break here though with this Ten of Pentacles, because this is very much like the person in control of keeping the family together, the person who's dealing with like putting money on the table, financing things. It could be that, I'm just getting like this is what somebody was doing, and now they're moving more into this. It's like they were doing something that was very practical, very probably to do with money, finances, probably to do with like keeping the ship together, right? Keeping the boat afloat. Oh, this really funny actually. I had this tick tick boom reading for Libra a couple of weeks back, and then as I was setting up my readings this morning, I was scrolling through and I saw two Libra readings next to each other by other readers, and one of them had TikTok in the title, and then the next reading had boom in the title, and I was like, that's so funny, TikTok boom, when I was getting tick tick boom for Libra, and they were both Libra readings. So it's like, it's time, right? TikTok boom, it's time, something like that. The Six of Wands does talk about being in the spotlight, having some kind of reward or recognition, some kind of celebrity. It's like people are cheering you on, some kind of success. But it just feels like this person's been doing something that's very, because I feel like it's the same Emperor, right? It's the same Emperor. They've been doing something that's very, like, they're in control. They're in the seat of power. They have been controlling everything. They have been keeping the ship together, right? I'm getting this like cruise ship energy. But I really feel like, I mean, there's a lot of success and there's a lot of prosperity here, but it does have this feeling of like going into the unknown and going into waters that are more emotional, like going forward into something that's unknown. Or I'm not supposed to know about what this break is, because there's the thread of life is cut in this image. It could be, again, somebody's father's passed away, and who's gonna be the head of the family, something like that. I feel like there's something that I'm not supposed to know about this reading, again with this moon here. But yeah, this is sort of telling me there's a change, there's a cut, there's a change of direction here. I feel like this Emperor has to decide, are they going to stick with what they know? Are they going to stick with what they're good at, you know, where they've got a lot of success and prosperity? But I feel like there's stagnancy there, where I feel like the choice is, do you want to go for this thing that feels more new? It's like a newer part of themselves. It could be that they're changing from something that's more to do with like finance and skills and practical things into something that's more of a creative role, a creative field. It's like letting a different part of themselves come out to play, which is kind of tying into that old reading. All right, I'm going to kind of leave it there, I think. What do they want? Hang on, they want something. Just give me a minute. I'm just feeling that one out. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So, I'm getting told the lightning seeds again. Feelings, not reasons, can make you decide. So if somebody has a choice to make, which is what this is implying, feelings, not reasons, can help you decide. I want to say that the King of Pentacles would tend more towards reasons. The King of Pentacles is more like, well, this is what's practical to do, this is what's sensible to do. Where the King of Wands is more about his impulses, his instincts, what feels right, what, yeah, feelings, not reasons, make you decide, because this is the new. There's stagnancy here, there's newness here. So I want to say, if somebody has a choice to make, feelings, not reasons, can help you decide. Where are you stagnating? Where is there opportunity? So I'm getting kind of told to compare the two. So I don't know if, again, maybe somebody's employing somebody and it's like they've got two people to compare. So the Tarot De La Nuit, this Emperor says, I command, they obey. I hold the sword of law. When I command, one obeys. I rule my land, but I also defend those who need my protection. Life has taught me a great deal of things, and that is why, walking behind me, you'll be walking in security and peace. Before I came, there was only chaos in this place. I brought back stability and harmony. I apply my principles with discipline and rigor. I will not allow you to be disorganized or cowardly. Control yourself. Be the master of your own heart and desires. You have to build solid foundations if you want your castle to stand the test of time. Likewise, you have to stay focused and ready to fight if you wish to reach success. No weakness ever. It does feel like, almost like a, it does feel like a father figure, right? But it kind of feels like a controlling, almost toxic masculinity. Maybe this is advice. Maybe somebody's getting advice from different people, where this is like, no weakness ever. I've built up the security. It feels very hard. It feels very, it does feel kind of like a little bit toxic. I normally like the Emperor, but today is, I don't know. This Emperor then, the Emperor, unlike the Empress, has strictly political and worldly associations. Like the Empress, this card reflects the ideal characteristics of the role. As we have seen, the Empress is the essence of creative power, which is based on ever-changing cycles. The Emperor, on the other hand, generates straight lines, grids, and constancy. Associated with the number 4, the Emperor embodies all the characteristics of that number, including stability and reliability. So they're both stable and reliable. It could be, again, there's two different parts of the same Emperor, or there's two Emperors. Through creating plans and systems, he ensures the effective distribution of resources, ideally providing enough for all. The 4 emblems on his throne represent the 4 elements of air, earth, water, and fire. Symbolically, these are the finite resources at his disposal that must be used for the good of all. He feels like a more compassionate Emperor to me. Through creating systems he's doing it for the greater good. Like this Emperor, he is protecting, right? He is creating a safe place, but he's quite tough. This feels like a much more, like a nurturing, like a provider. This is like the warrior Emperor, and this is like the, more like a business, I don't know. In such an environment, we needn't worry constantly about basic survival, so this may be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Instead, we have the safety and confidence needed to pursue other interests, such as art, philosophy, philanthropy, and spirituality. Sociologists who study ancient civilizations say the ability of societies to create enough wealth to sustain their population with some margin of security coincides with the rise of spiritual and religious leaders within those societies. Security in terms of basic human needs is necessary for growth and enlightenment. That's Maslow, right? That's what I was talking about. Structures are meant to be used as foundations from which to fly. Unfortunately, in their negative extreme, these structures can become boxes or prisons that stifle expression. That's what's happening here. When this card shows up in your reading, you know it's time to play the Emperor in your own life. Look for ways that you can create structures and systems that help organize and improve your situation. If you cannot, take enough responsibility to look for an authority figure that can assist or advise you. Consider your own sense of authority and responsibility and your relationships with others who have authority or responsibility towards you. Are you fighting against or working within a healthy structure? Are you hiding within or ignoring a confining rule system? So this feels confining, this feels like stagnancy. It's stability that chokes, it's stability that confines, it's stability that stifles, right? It's like you cannot rock the boat, because if you rock the boat, it's going to put everybody at risk. It's coming from a place of fear, where this is saying, we have a boat, we have a secure foundation, we have stability. I'm the provider of that. This can be used as a springboard or a leap, like I'm getting like leapfrog energy a lot, like a springboard for you to go and like look at different things. Let's experiment here. Let's see what newness can be brought to the table because we have the secure base. So this one's like almost clinging, controlling, where this one's like, it's more liberating, it's more supportive. I like this one better. Okay, let's read the King of Pentacles. I opened it right on the page. So the King of Pentacles then. So I feel like this is one of the choices, right? Come, my friends, come. In here, there's plenty of everything for everyone. A lot has been given to me that I can now give back. Yeah, it does feel like somebody's created a secure base and now they're opening up for others. A lot has been given to me that I can now give back. I am a gold maker. It seems I attract money. I have this particular knack for creating profitable businesses, so do not be afraid to take some of my coins. Prosperity is not a struggle anymore for me. I want to enjoy life and its many pleasures. If you wish to follow my steps, you must develop your pragmatism and use your skills in the most efficient way. Do not scatter yourself into too many directions. Do not take inappropriate risks. I want to say that the King of Wands takes risks, but they're very I'm hearing, may the odds forever be in your favor. The King of Wands takes wise risks. The King of Wands takes risks based on experience, and the King of Wands isn't going to gamble anything that they can't afford to lose, right? The Knight of Wands would gamble everybody's money, right? The Knight of Wands is spontaneous, doesn't think things through. The King of Wands is experienced. It's like, if I'm going to take a risk, it's going to be an educated risk. It's going to be a wise risk, right? It's going to be a risk where I know that the gains are worth the risk. It's that kind of energy. So it's not that this person's, I want to say that this person's the entrepreneur. This person's the Bill Gates, the Elon Musk, the, I don't know, think of any kind of like big entrepreneur who kind of like has this wild idea and they make it happen. They make it happen through their drive and their enthusiasm. They make it happen because they believe in their idea. And they're creative. They do something that nobody else has done before. The King of Pentacles builds wealth on a solid, dependable basis. It's like, this works. I've seen this work for others, so therefore it'll work for me. I'm going to do the tried and tested method. But they're never going to be the same person. They're not the same person. They have different paths. This is like, this is the person who plays by the rules, who gets a certain amount of comfort, a certain amount of success, a certain amount of money. This person is much more charismatic. They're going to risk it all. Well, not it all, but they're going to take great risks because they know that there's a huge amount of potential there. So it does feel like this is more fun. This is more stable, but they're both emperors. They're both kings, right? They just have different methods. They just do things in different ways. They do things the way that it works for them. The King of Pentacles is never going to take risks in the way that the King of Wands does, because that's not his way. The King of Wands is never going to be happy and comfortable, doing something day in, day out, because he's going to feel stifled. They're not the same person. So it could feel like it's not the one's right and one's wrong. It's that they have different methods that work for them because it's where they're coming from. Something like that. And just let's have a quick look at this Ten of Pentacles. You are about to enter my territory, which is of golden wealth. See my imposing crown. It embodies a state of accomplishment and completion that is finally mine. After a long journey, I fought hard, but now I can rest and enjoy my prosperity. I am a queen at peace. I want my children and all my subjects to share my wealth. I want to be their provider. I want to give them a future of milk and honey. As for you, I predict that everything will work out in a wonderful way. You will meet success, and you, like me, will become a provider for all your clan. So I don't know if this is, again, is two different people, or it's like this person's, they've got the groundwork right. They've laid the foundations. They've worked hard. They've done something day in, day out to create a secure base. It could be that they've built up a portfolio. I keep hearing portfolio, or they've built up like a a certain set of skills. It's like they're indispensable now. It's like the foundations are secure. They've got money in the bank. Like they've got a sense of security. So now this Emperor can step into a new phase where they can take risks because they've got the foundation behind them, right? They've got the secure base. So what comes in now is stuff that they can play with. So you could talk about somebody who they've paid off the mortgage, so now any money that comes in is like money to play with because you know, they know that they own the house. So as long as they don't bet the house, you know, the money that they've got is to play with. It could be something like that. Okay, let's see this King of Wands. He's definitely more fun. He's definitely going to be having more fun than the King of Pentacles. But it's funny because like the King of Pentacles, that is his fun. Like it's like that's what makes him happy. like doing the kind of like day-to-day stuff, seeing the money going up in his bank account, seeing growth over time, that is fun for the King of Pentacles. So again, they're just different people. It's not that one's right and one's wrong. King of Wands. And you think like as well, like the King of Pentacles may not necessarily find the King of Wands and his methods to be fun. That may cause the King of Pentacles anxiety. To see the King of Wands taking big risks could cause anxiety to the King of Pentacles. He could be like, this isn't fun for me. Okay. If only we'd stop trying to be happy, we could have a pretty good time. Edith Wharton. Want to go all around the world in a hot air balloon, put on a worldwide conference, jump on the next aeroship to Egypt? If so, the King of Wands is your man. Action is his motto. He'd rather try something and fail than fuss over the details and plans. Life is meant to be lived, and to hit love for fun, right? Life is meant to be lived, and to him that means doing. He is likely off on a grand adventure halfway around the world, at a fabulous party, or even starting a company that builds fantastic dirigibles. While he may not have the liquid assets necessary at his immediate disposal, he does have power and authority. The sheer strength of his will and passion allows him to set any plans he desires into motion. He can make miracles happen when others see no possible way. He doesn't remain still for long, and you rarely see him sitting down. Although his passion runs deep, his attention span does not. If you are fortunate enough to engage him in conversation, keep it lively and focus on possibilities, or he will lose interest. If you look down to consult a budget or gaze out the window ruminating over your feelings, the next time you look at him, he will be gone. So he's got things to do. It's not that he's flighty like the King of, like the Knight of Wands. It's that he's always on the move. He's got a lot of energy, right? He gets stifled easily. He's got to create that momentum and keep it going. So I don't know if this is two characters that you're dealing with very different methods, or if it's just one Emperor who's been in a certain situation and now they're changing the phase, right? It's like maybe the planets are shifting for this person. They've done they've done the long road and now they want to go and have some fun. So I don't know which way around it is for you. To close out this reading though, I'm going to go for the Wild Unknown. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. The thread keeps coming out. And the Village. So the Village does talk about taking risks, going out on an adventure, but you do so from a secure base, right? The Village is secure, it supports you, it's a place that you can return to, it's your home base. But it does talk about wanderlust and kind of needing to go out on an adventure. And so the thread. Yeah, maybe somebody is going on some sort of holiday. Maybe somebody's going on a cruise. Maybe somebody's working on a cruise ship. I don't know. Love for fun, right? So going back to Pretty Woman, I don't know why this is coming through, but in the end she rejects the money. In the end she's like, I want to be with you because I want to be with you. I want to be with you because I enjoy spending time with you. I don't want to be paid to spend time with you. I don't know if there's something like that there. The thread, the path, the vein, the circuit. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. So this is talking about the soul to me, right? What's within. Recognizing someone who's a soulmate, perhaps. Or recognizing someone who's meant to be in your life because it's bringing something out of you. It's bringing a part of you out that perhaps you've kept hidden. Something in you is responding to it. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember, I want to say as well, it's connected to this Ace of Wands, right? It's like stagnancy and then feeling an urge, feeling a pull, feeling a tug, feeling a need to move, right? But it fills somebody with this fire energy, I want to say. We remember who we are and what we came in this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread, a song or an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. So again, talking about, it's funny because he's kind of like holding it, right? I feel like he's found the thread. He's got hold of something. This person, he's got hold of some kind of creative idea, some kind of passion project. It's like relight my fire, right? It's like something lit inside them, and they're running with it. They've got it. It's almost like this energy of like, have you ever like been laying in bed and it's like, I don't want to get up. I'm so bored. Like nothing's exciting to me. Nothing. I'm just gonna lay here, right? And like, I'm just gonna lay here and sit in my boredom. And it's like you suddenly have an idea. You suddenly like see something that you want to do, or think of something you want to do, and it could be like, I want to phone that friend that I've not spoke to in ages, or I want to Google something. I want to like there's something. It's like an idea, and I'm just seeing this energy of somebody like jumping out of the bed and suddenly doing something. Okay. Recall a moment in your life when you felt fully alive. The thread is waiting for you amid the details of that memory. You may think you have to find the thread and pull it. Imagine though that it's already tied around you, waiting for you to follow it home. So it could be maybe somebody is returning home as well. Maybe this is part of the thing, you know, the secure base that you leave and return to. I want to read the Ace of Wands because I feel like the Ace of Wands is the thread. It is something that's like, it's like sparks inside of someone or something. Forget the Big Bang, I can erase a universe with this tiny spark. Forget the Big Bang, I can create a universe with this tiny spark. An opportunity to harness and express your will. And remember this, we all started with what somebody wants, right, at the beginning. Boldness, courage and determination characterize the suit of Wands. As you journey through this suit, you will see the stories of human passion and will. In the suit of cups, we will see our relationships in swords, in thoughts, and in pentacles in our physical experience. We are taking action, expanding energy, and creating. Throughout our lives, we will celebrate, decide, defend, and explore. These activities are initiated and carried out by our will. At its core, this suit is the exploration of will, of all our raw strength with its many human forms. Ones that are associated with fire, and fire is, like all good symbols, complex. At its best, it gives light and life to the world. At its worst, it utterly destroys, growing stronger as it consumes. The power within each of us has the ability to create or demolish, depending on what we use it for. Fire burns within us not only as will and strength, but also as passion. A close cousin to passion is creativity, also associated with fire and the suit of Wands. As a fire rages through a forest, it destroys, but it also purifies. I had that visually in one of my readings. Because of this quality, Wands are also connected with spirituality. The lively energy of Wands and fire leads us to expect action and lots of it. Ironically, the cards in this suit are just as much about stillness as motion. Underneath all the exciting words that express the Wands, such as boldness, passion, energy, and creation, is will. As a rule, I detest books that quote the dictionary. I have never done so. However, as a lover of dictionaries and etymology, I am making an exception here to talk about the word will. Okay, can we get to the point, please? Too many words. Again, like that King of Wands is the sort of person that would say, let's get to the point. The Ace of Wands exudes power, but also the complexity of the suit at its most positive. The metal of the hand and wand is strengthened and purified by fire, and thus made worthy. The surrounding candles echo the sacred light shining behind the hand. When the gift of the Ace of Wands graces your reading, realize it for the gift it is, and prepare yourself to take that energy and make the most of it. Like all the aces, it represents a fleeting moment in time. If you don't take it and feed it, it will burn out, leaving only the ashes of regret behind. The Ace of Wands is a supercharged boost of energy that you can apply however you like. If you do take it, be clear about your intent, as your will is more than as it is your will more than anything that determines the direction that events will take. Yes, you have much power at your fingertips at the moment, and with that comes much responsibility. So there you go. Did I not just quote that? All right. I hope this is helpful to somebody. It feels like somebody's exploring something from a secure base is kind of the brief of that reading. But it's going to bring them to a level of success. I do want to say, though, be authentic. There's something coming through here about, you see the gold, right? The gold on the hand. And then like the gold horse armor. It's like something about protecting what's within, or because this little like lobster's gold as well. There's something about being protected as well. Could be that the emperor is protecting somebody. Kind of, I get that from this emperor. But again, the gold talks about like the golden shadow, right? Which is like untapped potential. All right, I hope that was helpful to somebody. Do check out the song list down below, because I'll pull a couple of extra songs at the end of this reading as a bit of extra advice, what you need to hear. But I want to say whoever's coming to this reading, figure out what that thread is for you. So look inside, what speaks to your soul, what makes you feel something, what makes you excited, what makes you want to get out of bed. And just do more of that. That's authentic. It's speaking to your soul. It's speaking to your core. It's speaking to your inner voice, inner thread. It's like whatever pulls on that thread, it's telling you this is meant for you. This is what you're meant to be doing. Like, throw your energy at it. Especially if you've been feeling stagnant. And especially if you feel like you've developed a secure enough base that you can experiment a little bit. All right. I hope that's helpful to you. Feelings, not reasons, can help you decide. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.